everyone, and welcome to Missy Lane's Book Nook, and happy spring! The snow has finally melted and springtime has arrived. So on today's Book Nook, we are celebrating all things spring. But before we get started, I want to give a couple shout outs. I want to say a special hello to Katie Kopp in York, Pennsylvania. I think it's kind of cool that people watch Book Nook not just here in Bethel Park, but all over Pennsylvania. We even have some viewers who live out of state, and that's really cool. So hello to Katie Kopp, and thanks for watching the show. And also a special hello to all my friends in the Steel Valley School District and Mrs. Alexak's class. I know you guys are a special bunch, and I think you have a really cool teacher. Mrs. O, I know, loves you to death. And I thank you guys for watching the show as well. This episode is actually dedicated to you. So happy spring, and let's get started. So I'm wondering, boys and girls at home, if you could think of some spring things. What reminds you of spring? And we'll see if the things that you can think of are some of the things that I put up here on my whiteboard. What about this one? Birds are a sure sign of spring, aren't they? And that happens to be a robin redbreast. You probably see those in your backyard all the time. And what about this picture? I like this one because the little girl's playing outside, and what is she doing? That's right, she's flying a kite, because in the springtime, a lot of times we have windy days, and when the wind's blowing, that's the perfect time to go fly a kite. And then I found this picture that reminds me of spring. We get rain in the springtime, right? And so the little girl is having fun jumping in the puddles, and she's carrying her red umbrella, and she even has on a pair of pretty cool, looks like ladybug rain boots. So rain reminds us of springtime. And along with the rain comes what? I heard you say it. You're right. Along with the rain comes flowers. And those are my favorite kind of flowers. I love daisies. One other thing that reminds me of spring, well, there's a lot of things actually. We think of baby animals like baby lambs and baby rabbits and new little chicks, ducklings being born. But one bunny in particular I found a picture of. Who's this guy? Oh, the Easter bunny. Right, the Easter rabbit reminds us of spring. All right, so I wanted to show you these pictures, boys and girls, before we started reading our stories. But maybe you've thought of some other spring things, and your ideas are pretty fantastic too. So good job. So there are a lot of spring books here at the library, and I had trouble choosing today, but I found some of my favorites, and I think we're going to start with this one. It's called Mouse's First Spring. But boys and girls, we're going to do it a little bit differently today. I'm not going to show you the pictures right away. I want you just to listen, because I'm going to give you a lot of clues, and I want to see if you can guess what it is I'm talking about in the story, okay? And remember, they're all spring things. Here we go. Mouse's First Spring by Lauren Thompson. One windy spring day, Mouse and Mama went out to play. This picture I can show you right away. They're going to play outside. Now let's find out what they see. They're going to discover some things along the way. There in the grass, Mouse found something glittery and flittery. What can it be? Wondered Mouse. Look, said Mama. What do you think it was? Glittery and flittery. Did you guess a butterfly? You were right. Butterflies are beautiful, fluttering by in the springtime sky. Then whoosh blew the wind, and fluttery buttery, the butterfly flew away. Okay, here comes your next clue. There, under a leaf, Mouse found something slithery and slimy. What can it be? Wondered Mouse. Slithery and slimy. Do you have any guesses at home? Look, said Mama, a snail. Very good if you guessed that one. That was a tricky one. Then whoosh blew the wind, and hidey and sidey, the snail hid away. There he goes back into his shell. And are you ready for our next clue? Are those listening ears turned on? Okay, here we go. There on a branch, Mouse found something feathery and plump. What can it be? Wondered Mouse. What did he see that was feathery and plump? Look, said Mama, a bird. You knew that one too, didn't you? Good job, boys and girls. And then whoosh blew the wind, and flip, flap, flip, the bird darted away. Okay, here we go with the next one. There by the pond, Mouse found something green and peeping. What can it be? Wondered Mouse. Green and peeping? Do you have a guess? Let's see if you were right. Look, said Mama, a frog. Oh, you guys are so smart. And then whoosh blew the wind, and splishy splash, the frog hopped away. Okay, we're almost done. Let's see what else he found on his walk with Mama. There in the dirt, Mouse found something pink and wiggly. What can it be? Wondered Mouse. Pink and wiggly. Look, said Mama, a worm. And then whoosh blew the wind, and squiggly squeeze, the worm slid away. Here's our last one. Are you ready? There on a stem, Mouse found something sweet and petally. What can it be? Wondered Mouse. What smells sweet and has petals on it and is on a stem? I think you know. Look, said Mama, a flower. Look, it's my favorite kind, huh? It's the daisy. Then whoosh blew the wind, and rumply bumply, Mouse tumbled away. Uh-oh, poor Mouse. That was a big gust of wind. Then all around, Mouse found something soft and cuddly, and oh so cozy. What can it be? Wondered Mouse. Oh, what did he feel now? Soft and cozy. Who was it? Smooch came a kiss, and ooch came a hug. It's me, said Mama. Spring is here, little Mouse, and I love you. So Mouse and Mama had a good time together outside, didn't they? I want to teach you a rhyme next, boys and girls, and it's a rhyme about 5 little birds. We're going to do it on our flannel board. Okay, so here's our 5 birds on the flannel board. Let's learn this new rhyme together. 5 little birds peeping at the door. The yellow one flew away, and that left 4. 4 little birds sitting in a tree. The blue one flew away, and that left 3. 3 little birds looking at you. The green one flew away, and that left 2. 2 little birds sitting in the sun. The brown one flew away, and that left 1. 1 little red bird left all alone. It flew away, and then there were none. That's right. Let's put those birds back up and do it one more time, shall we? The red one will go on the board. The brown one is winking at us. We'll put the green one back on the board, the blue one back on the board, and our yellow bird back on the board. Okay, here we go again. 5 little birds peeping at the door. The yellow one flew away, and that left 4. 4 little birds sitting in a tree. The blue one flew away, and that left, how many? 3. Very good. 3 little birds looking at you. The green one flew away, and that left 2. 2 little birds sitting in the sun. The brown one flew away, and that left only 1. 1 little red bird left all alone. It flew away, and then there were none. Good job, boys and girls. Give yourselves a round of applause at home. Thank you for helping me. Okay, so we're talking about spring things today, right? And another thing that reminds me of spring are frogs, because frogs know when it's springtime. Did you know that? They kind of know when the temperatures start to get warmer, and they know that it's time to go to the ponds and find a place to live in the water and to start new families. So I found a fun frog book too. It's not all about frogs, because look at this. What's on the cover? It's actually a pig, isn't it? A pig with frogs. And the title of this book is called Ribbit by Rodrigo Folgueira. Once upon a time, there was a pond that was home to a family of frogs. It was their pond, and they were very happy living there. But one morning, they discovered a surprise visitor. It was a pig, a little pink pig, sitting on a rock. Imagine that surprise. Pigs usually don't live where the frogs live, do they? No, pigs don't live in the water. Goodness, said the frogs. Why is there a pig in our pond? They whispered among themselves until finally the chief frog spoke up. Ahem, good morning. What can we do for you? And to their amazement, the little pig answered, Ribbit. What did he say? Cried the frogs. This pig is confused. Does he think he's a frog? Is he making fun of us? But again, all the little pink pig said was, Ribbit! Imagine that. What does a pig usually say? Oink, oink, or yeah, but this pig is saying, Ribbit! Well, news of the little pig who thought he was a frog spread fast, and all the animals hurried to the pond to see the visitor. This new relative of yours is a little pink, said the raccoon. He's no relation of ours, declared the frogs. Well, he certainly sounds like a frog, said the weasel. Why would a pig want to be a frog? Said the parrot. And what's wrong with being a frog, may we ask? Exclaimed the frogs. Everyone started shouting at each other, completely ignoring the little pig, who just sat there practicing his ribbit, ribbit. The animals laughed and laughed, and the frogs got angrier and angrier, until finally the chief frog shouted out, Stop! We're not getting anywhere by fighting. We must go and find the wise old beetle. He'll know what to do. The wise old beetle, what will he say? Let's find out. The wise old beetle, gasped all the animals, but he hates to be disturbed. I know, said the chief frog, but this is very serious. That's true, the animals agreed, and so off they went. And the little pig said, Ribbit? The animals found the wise old beetle and tried to explain the problem. It was hard for him to understand because they were all talking at once. In the end, he agreed to go with them to the pond. But when they arrived, what happened? Where's the pig? They took a wise old beetle to the pond, and when they got there, the pig was gone. Where did he go? Where did the pig go? The animals cried. Who was he? What did he want? Maybe, said the wise old beetle, he just wanted to make new friends. And off he went. That probably gave them something to think about. Was the pig just looking for some friends? Oh dear, said the animals. They hadn't thought of that. And sure enough, sitting up on a branch high up in the tree nearby was the little pig. And do you know what he said? Tweet, 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 tweet. Now he's talking like the birds. Tweet, 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 tweet. He was surrounded by new friends. Oh, did the other animals go up there too? Yeah, so they could all tweet together. Sure. Yeah, he just wanted some friends. They needed to be welcomed. All right, great job, boys and girls. And because that story was about some frog friends, I have a frog song that I think you'll enjoy. But you need to put up your 5 fingers, count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to pretend that our 5 fingers are 5 frogs. 5 frogs hopping on a log. Can you do this? Great. Then you're ready for our song. Here we go. 5 frogs were hopping on a log. One hopped off into the pond. Then a big alligator came a-swimming along. He went chomp. Now he's gone. 4 frogs were hopping on a log. One hopped off into the pond, and a big alligator came a-swimming along. He went chomp. Now he's gone. Uh-oh, how many?
3 frogs were hopping on a log. One hopped off into that pond,
And a big alligator came a-swimming along. He went chomp. Now he's gone. 2 frogs were hopping on a log.
one
Hopped off into the pond, and a big alligator came a-swimming along. He went chomp. Now he's gone. Uh-oh, one left.
One little frog was hopping on that log.
He jumped off into the pond, and a big alligator came a-swimming along. He went chomp.
Now he's gone.
What happened? Oh my goodness! What did that rude alligator do? He burped, didn't he? That's a really silly song. It's on Anna Moo's CD, which you can check out at the library, because you know we have a lot of fun music selections here at the library too. I'm ready to read another story to you if you're ready to listen. And this is a fun one called Caterpillar Spring, Butterfly Summer. It's a caterpillar spring, a fiesta, a field day, a fling, a fine time for stepping out, a fine time to wiggle about. It's a caterpillar song, bugs sing, bouncing along. Stretching high, they swing and sway, dancing in a springtime ballet. It's a caterpillar treat. Baby bugs gather round to eat. A time to chompity chew, munching leaves as they march through. It's a caterpillar sigh as new friends fly high. Goodbye. He bounces and leaps and springs, but he can't fly without any wings. Caterpillar can't go yet. It's a caterpillar sleep. It's long and cozy and deep. Awake to a woodpecker drummer, it's now a butterfly summer. Now he has wings and can fly, right? Because he had to sleep for a while. And what is this called that he built all around himself? Do you know? That's right. Caterpillars build themselves a cocoon, and they stay inside for about 6 weeks, and then when they bust through, what are they? They're beautiful butterflies. Great job, boys and girls. Do you know if you hook your thumbs together like this, and then you wiggle your other 8 fingers, you can kind of make a butterfly in the air? See my butterfly flying around? Can you do that with me at home? Good, let's sing a song. Flutter, flutter, butterfly, floating in the springtime sky, floating by for all to see, floating by so merrily. Flutter, flutter, butterfly, floating in the springtime sky. Great job. Okay, you can put your butterflies away and put your listening ears back on because I still have another spring story that I want to share with you. And this one's about a bird. We saw the picture of it earlier in Book Nook. Remember that picture of the robin? There's a book called My Spring Robin by Anne Rockwell, and I'd like to share it with you. A robin sang a song for me every day last summer. I liked that robin. But in the fall, my robin flew away. My father said it would come back in the spring. So when spring came, I went looking for my spring robin. I saw a bee taking honey from a crocus, but I didn't see my spring robin. I looked into the yellow forsythia bush, but my robin wasn't there. My robin was not sitting high up in the branches of the magnolia tree either. Do you think she'll find her spring robin? I wonder. In the fern garden behind our outdoor table, fuzzy fiddleheads were sprouting in last year's wet brown leaves. But no spring robin. I did not see my robin there. I saw a tiny toad. It hopped behind a clump of daffodils to hide from me. I looked high up into the sky to see if my robin was flying back to me. Drops of rain fell on my face, and our neighbor's cat ran home. After the shower, I picked a little bunch of purple violets for my mother. I watched a shiny earthworm wriggle up out of the ground. There's the worm. Can you see it? And then I heard it. I heard that song. Chirrup, chirly, chirrup, chirly, chirrup, chirly. I knew who was singing that song. It was my spring robin. It came back. What do you think of that? And you'll have to be on the lookout this week, boys and girls, to see if you see any robins in your backyard. I have some puppets. Well, a puppet that I wanted to show you. And it's a nest. I guess they're bluebirds. They're not robins, but I wanted to show you my 3 little baby birds in the nest. Look at that. And they're saying tweet, 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 tweet. I wonder if they're hungry. Do you think Mama Bird flew away to get them some worms? Maybe. I like this puppet because you can hide the birds away into their nest, and then you can pop them back up when you want them to come out. Tweet, 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 tweet. Birds go to sleep in the nest, and then they can pop back out. Tweet, 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 tweet. Don't forget, boys and girls, that there's also a lot of puppets to play with here at the Bethel Park Library. I hope you'll come back by and choose some to play with someday or to check out and take home. Well, I told you I have a lot of books. Shall we read one more? Yeah? Okay, let's read a fun one called Little Bunny Foo Foo. It's by Paul Brett Johnson. I'll let you in on a secret. Good fairies do not like tomfoolery. That's why I had to keep an eye on Little Bunny Foo Foo when he whipped up a batch of yucky mucky mud pies and headed for the forest. You see him pulling them in his wagon? Mucky, yucky mud pies. Do you think he was up to something nice? I don't know. Little bunny foo-foo, hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head. That wasn't very nice, was it? No wonder those mice were running away. To be fair, Little Bunny Foo-Foo was not a bad bunny. Not really, but he was very naughty. So I said, Little Bunny Foo-Foo, I do not want to see you scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head. I'll give you 3 chances, and if you don't behave, I'll turn you into a goon. I thought that would be the end of that. But was it? I don't think so. Little bunny Foo-Foo hopping through the forest, scooping up the woodchucks and bopping them on the head. Uh-oh, now the woodchucks got it. Some bunnies just won't listen. So I said, Little bunny Foo-Foo, I do not want to see you scooping up the woodchucks and bopping them on the head. Now you've got 2 more chances, and if you don't behave, I'll turn you into a goon. It's not polite to be going around bopping folks. Do you think he listened? No, I don't think so either. What is he up to next? Little bunny Foo-Foo hopping through the forest, scooping up the foxes and bopping them on the head. By now, I was getting more than a tad cross, so I said, Little bunny Foo-Foo, I do not want to see you scooping up the foxes and bopping them on the head. You've got one last chance, and if you don't behave, I'll turn you into a goon. I mean it. This head bopping will not, I repeat, will not do. Oh, she's angry, isn't she? This was his final warning. Do you think he's going to listen? Let's turn the page and find out. Do you think he behaved? Little bunny Foo-Foo hopping through the forest, scooping up the grizzly bears and bopping them on the head. Uh-oh. You know, a good fairy can only take so much. So I said, Little bunny Foo-Foo, I do not want to see you scooping up the grizzly bears and bopping them on the head. I gave you 3 chances and you didn't behave. So now I'm going to turn you into a, what? Into a goon. That's right. Ah! Look at that picture. Craziness going on there. I'm almost afraid to turn the page. What do you think he looks like now? What did the fairy do to him? Ah! Like they say, hare today, goon tomorrow. Ha, ha, ha. So that was a little bunny tale, boys and girls, that we could end our book nook with today. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and I want to wish you a very happy spring. I do hope that you'll come into the library to visit me soon. Bye-bye.
Five frogs were hopping on a log. One hopped off into the pond. Then a big alligator came a-swimming along.